Hey, C.B Smallwood here with 100 Days of Making Comics, where 30 minutes every day I'm either drawing, writing, inking, lettering, coloring, doing something to further my goals to be a comic book artist and working on my comic. And today, it's a early Saturday morning, roughly about 8:15, give or take. And I've got about 15 minutes to doodle here before I need to get ready for my martial art class. Let's see. Now, in my last video, Dave gave a really good critique on this particular girl right here, and she's supposed to be kind of fearful. I like the way she looks, but I agree. I need to fix this. So, kiss them eyes goodbye. But anyway, yeah, I got about 15 minutes before my alarm goes off on my phone. I need to be heading to my Hapkido class. I've been doing martial arts since 2003 or 2004, and yeah, I like how this turned out. It's a lot better. And you know, I did Bujinkan Budate Jitsu, you know, off and on for about 10 years now, or a little bit longer. I haven't trained consistently in the Bujinkan arts for the last 5 years. But what I have been doing for the last 5 or 6 years is Hapkido. And I really, really love Hapkido. I never pictured myself becoming the Hapkido guy, you know. But I am. Yeah, I like how this is much better. Changing the eyes made that look more like she's fearful. A little element of exhaustion, you know, the sweat type thing where she's been running. All right, and I want to get rid of this hand. There we go. I don't mean to be quiet. I'm just trying to, you know, multitask. You know, talk about my martial art thing, and also trying to get a lot of stuff done here in a short amount of time. And I'm really trying to be consistent with the 100 days of drawing comics. And you know, surprisingly, I think I'm doing pretty well with it. You know, I think I'm doing pretty well, pretty good. I've finally developed a good little, you know, flow for things. I wonder if people that watch this video will feel a sense of deja vu, you know, from, you know, having watched pretty much like sort of like the same video of me drawing the same girl. You know, I apologize. But yeah, last 5 years, I've been doing hep keto. I really enjoy it. You know, it's something that it takes a lot of skill to do, and a lot of patience. It was awkward for me when I first started taking hep keto some 5 or 6 years ago because, um, well, you know, you get so used to one martial art for so long, and then you try to get into another one, and then you want to do a lot of the same moves and type of body movement that you did in the other martial art, and you're trying to transfer it over to the new one, and it's awkward, you know. And you know, I had questions in the beginning about, you know, what I was learning, and I'm really glad that I stuck with it. It's really enriched my life in a lot of different ways. And for anyone that's watching this, it's, you know, that happens to be interested in martial arts, you know, you can never be too old to do martial arts. In fact, the cool thing about martial arts is, you know, it's not really competitive. You know, the only person you're competing with is yourself to be better than, you know, who you was, you know, the day before. So I like that. And, you know, also, the older you get, typically in most martial arts, the better you get at your chosen art. And that's not like that other with a lot of other physical activities, especially sports. You know, where there's a lot of wear and tear. Let's see. Draw his leg here. I got these Liefeld looking legs going on. I guess I don't know. Like, you ever notice how Rob Liefeld, for those of you that are comic fans, you ever notice how he draws these really long legs? I love Rob Liefeld's stuff. You know, he gets a lot of flack, um, usually for stuff that he says. Um, so he doesn't always help himself out. But yeah, I'm a Liefeld fan. You know, he's actually influence on my art. You might not be able to see it right now, or maybe you can. I don't know. It's interesting how his art has changed. Like everything used to be really tight and rigid, and he's developing a more fluid style these days. If you compare it to the way he used to draw, and of all the people that I feel like that embodies Jack Kirby, I feel like Rob Liefeld is the guy, you know, and that might seem blasphemous to some people that are Kirby fans, but if you look at the way he does his anatomy now and the poses and the energy, the kinetic energy that he has in his stuff, it definitely has a Kirby feel to it, you know. Let's see here. Let's get to this bottom panel. Let's draw the moon first. Okay, there we go. This circle right here is like I was trying to gauge a little bit of where I would put my word balloons. I don't believe I'm going to be lettering this myself. I mean, there's a couple places where I have lettered, about, like, for example, here. Sometimes I like the cartoonish lettering, like what you would see in Sam Keith's The Max, you know, that he did for Image Comics. And I think they've been reprinted for, is it IDW? Is that who he's went through to republish all his Max books? I believe so anyway. If not, you know, somebody else can correct me. But yeah, I like the energy and the funness of the way the lettering is sometimes done in that comic. Um, I know this looks terrible right now, but I promise it's going to get better. You know, I'm just kind of like slopping down the you know, the initial vibe of what's going on here. God, that's terrible looking, I have to say, though. Hmm. Um, in somebody commented that I have a really interesting way that I hold my pencil, and one time I'm thinking about it, this is the way I hold my pencil or ink pens or whatever, you know, like this. And here's the reason I do this. Like in kindergarten, um, when I was, you know, being shown how to write my name and all this other stuff, um, they would stick a pencil in my hand, and they used to have these big rubbery things that were right here, and that would go in between your fingers. And the reason is so that I guess it wouldn't hurt your fingers. You know, I don't know, but anyway, it was weird. I've never, you know, up to that point, I never had a pencil or crayon or whatever that had that on there, and it's just awkward for me. And I think that I used to be left-handed, so I got the assistant teacher coming over, and she kept taking the pen or pencil out of my left hand and sticking it in my right hand, and that was throwing me off too. And I remember, like, do I hold it like this? Do I hold it like this? Do I hold it this way? This way? And eventually I got to the point where I was like that, and she just held my hand down like, well, yeah, just like that. Just do it like that. And thanks to her, I've been doing it like that ever since. So there you go. A little bit of C.B Smallwood history. Pretty much an assistant teacher who had zero patience. Uh, didn't notice that I think I was left-handed, and didn't have the patience to even show me how to hold it correctly in my right hand. You know, so but I have no resentments about that. I know I sound resentful when I say that, but I'm just speaking the truth, being real here. All right, folks. I think I'm going to wrap this video up because going to be needing to go to class here soon, so I can get my martial arts studies on. I pretty much rambled this whole video, and I apologize. I feel like I'm trying to cram a lot in a short amount of time, and I'm wanting to make progress. And it is what it is, I guess. All right, so thanks everybody for tuning in. This is C.B. Smallwood with 100 Days of Drawing Comics, and I will see you the next video.